Hello and welcome. This is the How to Be Human podcast. Today is episode number 2 of my kind of reboot into this podcast. And today we're going to be talking about what exactly is coaching. So some people that I've talked to I've kind of told them what it is, and they've been like, well, isn't that just kind of like therapy? So that's one of the frequently asked questions that we'll talk about. But these are just questions that I've either gotten or like I had about coaching before I knew a lot about it. So just to back up a minute, if this is your first time here, welcome. I am a certified health and life coach. I'm also certified in somatic practices called core centering from the Somatic Coaching Academy. So I use that within my practice as well, and I'll talk a bit more about that. But let's just start with the very basic. What exactly is coaching? So, coaching is a collaborative and goal-oriented process or partnership designed to help clients to reach their full potential. So, as your coach, I believe that you are the expert in your own life. You have the inherent knowing, and sometimes that's just covered up by a lot of conditioning and fears and things that we have been exposed to in our lives. And so, my job is to help you to reconnect to that and figure out what you want and help you to figure out how to get there. So I will guide you with powerful questions and give you tools and strategies as well. So I kind of think of myself as a coach and a teacher. My background is in education. I taught elementary kids for 10 years and have a master's degree in education as well. So I am very passionate about teaching people, not only coaching, but like teaching you the tools and the strategies and the things that you can apply to whatever we are talking about together, but also to any other part of your life. So that coaching is a very empowering process for you. I believe coaching can help unlock those inherent capabilities that we all have of clarity, competence, creativity, confidence, and I believe we all deserve to live a life that feels good, both on the inside and the outside. So, as a coach, I hold the container for individuals or groups to move toward that lasting positive change in personal development, relationships, health habits, overall wellness, finding purpose and meaning. So anything that really in your life you're like, I really want to change that. A lot of my clients come to me with kind of like people pleasing or tending towards codependency. And so those relationship patterns that can really affect every other part of our life. I'll talk more about that in my own journey with that in an episode coming up. But let's go back to our frequently asked questions. So, who do I work with? I work with adults 18 and over. I may add teens at some point, but right now just adults 18 and over. I do work virtually with anyone. If you are in the Kansas City area, Kansas City Metro, I do have a couple in-person options. So if you're interested in that, you can always reach out at info@mariamcneil.com and we can talk about that and get that set up for you. So, what is the difference between coaching and therapy? And I have very close connections with the therapy field. Both my sisters are therapists, clinical social workers, and I have done therapy myself. And so they can be seen as similar, but there are some key differences that I'll talk about here. Like I said, coaching is more of a collaborative partnership designed to help you as the client reach your goals from a place of alignment and from a place alongside your strengths and your values. So in coaching with me, we will find out your strengths and your values, what you really value in your life, and kind of use that to project us forward into your growth and potential. Therapists are mental health professionals. that can diagnose and treat mental health conditions. In coaching, we can like talk about your anxiety or depression or whatever you're dealing with, but I don't diagnose or treat those. We can talk about tools that you could put in place to when you feel those things come up. Definitely with the somatic tools and practices that I have, but I just, as a coach, don't treat or diagnose those things. Therapy is, this is one that really kind of hit home for me. Therapy is often past and present focused. So focused on how your past is affecting you now in the present. And then, and also like processing trauma and that type of thing. Coaching is more present and future focused. So where you are now versus where you want to be. So that's kind of where those tools and practices come in that I teach you throughout our sessions based on whatever you have going on and wherever you're trying to go. So it's more where you are versus where you want to be. It's a lot of it's focused on behavior change, motivation, that kind of thing. And then just with somatic tools and practices, the patterns that are in our bodies and in our subconscious, like in our spirit, that we want to kind of rewire as we go forward. So that being said, coaching and therapy can complement each other really well. So sometimes things that come up in coaching can be taken back to a therapist, or vice versa. Things that come up in therapy that you're like, oh, I really want to work on that, can come up in coaching. So another question is, do I have to be like in the middle of a crisis to hire a coach? And the answer to that is no, absolutely not. Coaching is for mostly well-functioning individuals who are ready for forward growth or ready to just feel more aligned in their life. And with the somatic stuff, it's often helping you to feel just safe in your body, and therapy can do that as well in different ways. So if you feel like you're currently in crisis or struggling with like daily functioning, therapy might be the more supportive place for you to start with. We can always talk about that. I'm happy to give you a referral. I'll always tell you truthfully, like if I believe that I can meet you where you are and help you, or if I think like, oh, I think you'd really benefit from working with a therapist as well. And then adding coaching when you feel ready or whatever it may be. The next question I've gotten is, how do I feel, or how do I know if I'm a good fit for coaching? If you are listening to this or watching this, you probably are a good fit for coaching. Coaching is really an empowering process that's for anyone who wants to kind of make forward growth or changes in their life in any area. Like I said at the beginning, this can include relationships, habits, overall wellness, finding purpose and meaning, feeling more connected to yourself and to the people around you, just really anything that you want to improve or just develop within yourself. Okay, the next question is, will you give me a specific process to follow or tell me exactly what to do in our sessions? And I believe that you are the expert in your own life. So I have tools and frameworks and practices and all kinds of things that I pull from, but you kind of are the program in my coaching. And that doesn't mean that I'm just winging it every time, but I a little bit am, because I have the experience and the tools that I can pull from when I see, okay, this is going on, so I can pull from this resource or this strategy or this tool. So it's not me telling you an exact program to follow. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a personal trainer. It is helping you to figure out what works for you and then how to get there. And I can provide some gentle accountability along the way, a non-judgmental space to just kind of explore what you actually do want. And to kind of help find that inner guidance that we all have that can be covered up by all the things, all the conditioning, all of our responsibilities. So I don't write prescriptions. I ask powerful questions. I provide reflections. I provide tools and practices to help get you to where you want to be. So together, basically that's why it's collaborative, we'll kind of create a plan that feels empowering and tailored to fit what you have going on individually. So with the somatic tools and practices in coaching, that is something where, let's say you are struggling with people pleasing or saying yes automatically to any request that comes your way, and then later feeling resentful or just feeling stretched and like you don't have any time to take care of yourself. Been there. That's what I'm always working on. So welcome. If that's you too. But so let's say that is something that you're coming to coaching for. I have tools and practices that I can offer that you can try and put in place. So for when those feelings come up in your body, when those sensations come up, when you feel like you should say yes to something, or you should do something, or you should take care of something that's not actually your responsibility. And so there are certain things that get our bodies involved, because when we try to change a pattern like that, that's so ingrained within us, those feelings and sensations that come up in our bodies can feel really overwhelming. And if we don't know what to do with them, we can sometimes think like, oh, this is a sign that this is wrong. This is actually my intuition telling me this is wrong. When actually those things that are coming up are a sign that you're on the right track, that you are creating that change. You're rerouting that river of always saying yes. You're choosing courage over comfort in that situation. And that will have positive impact in your life in so many ways. So, like I said, I'll do more podcast episodes about that specific stuff. But for right now, let's get back to our frequently asked questions. So the next one is, do you take insurance? And the answer to that is no. Coaching is not a healthcare service provided or covered by insurance. It is something that you invest in, and because you want to have that lasting change. So again, it's a very empowering process. So I want it to feel like I'm paying for this now, and this is going to impact me in every part of my life for the rest of my life. And so it's something you can come back to and have a session here and there, but it's really meant to be like a 3-month, 6-month, 1 year, and then done. And then you can continue those practices. And I'll have opportunities for you to have support with that ongoing as well. So I'd love to talk about next the question, if someone's like, okay, coaching sounds great. How many sessions do you recommend that I do? Or how long do you recommend that we coach, that we have coaching together for? And this is something that you can choose based on your time and your investment. We can also talk about it together in a discovery call or an onboarding session. And this is also something that just can kind of ebb and flow throughout our time together. So if you start out and you say, okay, I want to buy the 12 session package. And originally we say, okay, we want to meet every week, just to get some momentum going. And then after, let's say, 4 weeks, you tell me, I think every week feels like a little bit too much. I'd like to just meet every other week. Then you still have those sessions left, and we can meet other weeks or every other week and kind of just extend that time. So the point here is that you can choose and it can change. So I also offer a discounted one-time session for people who have bought a package previously. At least I have that right now. This podcast is going to be up forever, so that could change. But to find my most current packages and what I have going on, you can always check my website or just send me an email and I can let you know about that. So the next question is, what certifications do you have? What's your background in? And so if this is your first time listening to this podcast or hearing me talk or seeing any of my social media or stuff that I have out there in the world, I will just talk quickly about what certifications I have and what experience I'm coming with. So first of all, gaining like certifications, ongoing learning, and professional development to support clients is so important to me. This started back when I was teaching elementary kids, and I had a lot of students who were experiencing or had experienced some significant trauma. And at that time, this was back in like 2013, I had no knowledge of anything like that, even though I did have my own trauma, but I just hadn't gotten into that world. I didn't know what that was. And so I started learning and reading, and I, on my own, read every book that I could find on childhood trauma, parenting books. This is before I was a parent, listening to podcasts, working with the counselor at my school. And so I'm always looking, like, if you come to me with something that I'm like, oh, that's new, like I feel excited about that because I want to learn how to meet you where you are and how to be the best coach for you. So that being said, my certifications right now at this point include I'm a certified health and life coach from the Health Coach Institute. I'm a certified core centering practitioner from the Somatic Coaching Academy. I have a certification in positive psychology from the School of Positive Transformation. A meditation and mindfulness teacher from the School of Positive Transformation, and also in trauma-informed care and trauma-sensitive practices. So everything I do is trauma-informed, basically, or trauma-sensitive, because I have that background now and I have that experience. I have experience training other teachers in trauma-informed care, so that's something that I hold near and dear and believe in for everyone, really. And then back in college, while ago now, I got my bachelor's degree in elementary education and my master's degree in just general like curriculum and instruction. And so I do love teaching. I love the empowering thing that teaching brings. Like, it's so empowering. It can help you to take what you learn from me and apply it everywhere else in your life. So that's another reason why I love coaching and teaching. So that kind of wraps up the frequently asked questions that I have today. If you have any other questions for me about coaching, about somatic practices, about my offerings, about anything really that I talked about today, let me know. You can always email me at info@mariamcneil.com or send me a message on any of my social media accounts. Those I probably wouldn't get back as quickly because I don't check them as often, but I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time for episode 3.